performance and on occasions, which was the key.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, we've heard the term unicorn given to rare players with great height and perimeter skills like Kristaps Porzingis, Karl-Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, and the Greek Freak. But with ever more big men adapting to today's perimeter-oriented game, unicorns might not be so rare after all. Kevin, we need a new name.
Amazing to think. D.A., thanks. Tonight, two great backcourts facing off. Brent, how often do you get caught up in a showdown with another guard?
Well, for me, it didn't happen all that much, Kevin, unless I was playing John Barry. Now I got fired up.
I get you.
I think it's amazing when you have these matchups during the regular season and you look at maybe the rhythm of some of these guys coming into the game. Elite point guards, they have the ball in their hands. Sometimes they get caught up in that mano-a-mano duel. And as a two guard or somebody else playing with that player, it's really fun to watch.
You got to check yourself, though, don't you? You got to stay within the bounds.
Oh, there's no doubt that you still want to win the basketball game, but there are moments and minutes where their talent takes over, and that's when the show begins.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Drexler is out there with Robertson. Then there's Towns. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Mullen in at the 3 slot. Drexler dishes to Towns. On the clock. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
This guy is so tough to guard. He feels like he could take any challenge that the defense is going to throw at him.
Robertson kicks to Drexler. Pass to Mullen. Over Marion. Mullen's shot is off. Down low. Wade. Oscar Robertson with the rebound.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Got that one up quick.
Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass.
And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Wade outside. Pass to Griffin. Back to Wade. No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Chamberlain. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Back to Robertson. Over Wade. No good from Robertson.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Now, here is Chamberlain. He's guarded closely. Drexler against Butler. The Hornets pull it in.
You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorer.
Out to Marion. Charlotte moving it around. There's another turnover by the Hornets. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Robertson against Wade. Robertson passes to Drexler. And the shot is good.
Timeout.
Drexler's got his first basket. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. Number 1, the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, the best in the league at forcing those miscues and then capitalizing at the other end. Their defense led to their offense.
Wade feeling it out a bit. He kicks to Griffin. Back to Wade. 6 to shoot. Baseline try, and the jumper falls for him. Wade's got his second basket of the night.
You can't fault the D there. They all did their jobs, but a superstar talent knows what to do and gets it done.
The Thunder last season assembling a big three of Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony didn't mesh, Brent, like they had hoped. In your opinion, what went wrong?
Well, a bit of a down season in terms of the scoring for Melo, but reasons for that, just not as many opportunities and playing outside along the three-point line. The biggest damage last year was the Robertson injury. It felt like in December, the OKC team started to find its stride, and Robertson going out of the lineup, there just wasn't enough of the depth on that roster to make up the difference for them defensively, and OKC never really seemed to find its footing or confidence again.
I just like the instincts Butler has defensively. Just fantastic at staying active and coming up with deflections.
Drexler kicks to Robertson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Very little locked in at this point, Brent, but sometimes it feels like the best teams are just waiting for the playoffs to begin.
Well, there's always this idea about building up for the playoffs, and I think over the past 5 or 6 seasons, most of the talk that we have is about those teams being as healthy as they possibly can be. And I think that's the time in the season we're at now, Kevin. Make sure that everybody is 100% ready to go, not just mentally, but physically.
The coaches got to keep their focus, right? I mean, that's tough to do.
The coaches do, but the good ones start that process maybe in the last 15 games of the season to try to ramp things up so that guys feel ready to go once the end of the regular season comes.
Both good from the line that time.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Marion kicks to Wade. Connects from three-point range. Wade's got 9 points.
I love his shot selection. Yeah, he set the bar for the rest of the team.
Mullen with the ball. Sean Marion covering. The shot by Robertson, no good.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
And Marion gets it to go.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Mullen, right wing. Griffin against Towns. Drexler outside. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Wade kicks to Griffin. Shoots over Towns. Griffin can't get it to go in. Thunder trailing by 3. Drexler passes to Towns. Whistle blows, but that's going to be a travel.
And now a moment to see the stats for Butler. Great showing for him last season. He averaged 22 points a game, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he led the charge when it came to scoring, led the team.
Yeah, he shot the lights out all year long from a variety of spots on the floor. Love that versatility.
The drive by Wade. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
As soon as Dwayne Wade sees that chance to drive, he's going to put his foot on the gas pedal, runs right into the teeth of the defense.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line. gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Wade is a very consistent performer from the foul line. This is why you always avoid fouling him if you can.
And Wade drops them both. And first time of the game called for Oklahoma City.
And let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. Last season, he played outstanding. 6th in rebounding, 10th in blocks, and he was such a reliable option offensively, finishing in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Charlotte leading by 3. Wade kicks to Merritt. And the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
The Hornets have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Inside, out to Wade. To the inside, here's Gilmore, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
As soon as Wade looks up and sees his teammate all alone, simple pass, throws it ahead, uncontested J.
Back to Robertson. Yes, and a nice assist from Chamberlain.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Robertson with the steal. Mullen kicks to Towns. Here's Drexler. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Now just a 1-point Hornets lead. Wade, right side. To the right side. Outside Butler. Check in for Sean Mary. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Wade outside. Back to Griffin. Towns with the defensive effort. And so it's Towns with it. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They trail by 1. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Wade passes to Gilmore. And Butler gets it to go.
And when he gets inside, Butler's not going to be denied. Tremendous focus down low.
Drexler outside. On the pass to Bowen. Back to Drexler. Over Smith. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Wade outside. Pass to Butler. Kicks to Griffin. 6 to shoot. Over Towns. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Butler. And it's a 5-point Hornets lead.
It's a staple of Blake Griffin's game. He's worked so hard in the offseason to become an effective mid-range shooter, paying off here.
Pass to Chamberlain. the pass to Gobert. Tipped away. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line. Kemba Walker continuing the fine tradition of New York point guards. He should not go unmentioned when you talk about the NBA's best ball handlers.
2 shots.
The first one falls. And without a doubt, Kemba Walker, one of the league's most entertaining players.
And enlisted at 6'1", and that might be a stretch, but he uses it to his advantage, staying low and almost dancing when he's out there attacking defenders.
Kemba Walker hits them both. Porter with it. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Out to the right wing. Pass to Van Arsdale. Lucas kicks to Gobert. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Clock at 4. Here's Porter. Gobert. They shoot again. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And the Hornets now going the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last one.
And you know what? Up against the weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
And what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight. Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
Here's Smits, defended by Gobert. Smith on the wing. He had 19 points in the win against Indiana.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
Bowen, the pass to Porter. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Charlotte leading by 5. 1:16 left in the first.
Those are the types of looks that you got to finish deep in the paint and limited defensive effort.
Offline from the top of the key.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Smith finds Walker. Butler feeling out a bit. The pass to Smith. Here's Bowen. No good on the triple. Charlotte shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. Here's Van Arsdale. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Van Arsdale's got his first bucket of the night.
That's exactly the shot they're looking for.
Butler kicks to Walker. Unloads from 13. Second chance shot. Smith's good. And the Hornets lead by 5.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team.
Here's Van Arsdale. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. That shot is off. Dwayne Wade, he's been the guy making things happen for Charlotte. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we'll be right back after this. Scores in the game, Karl Anthony Towns knows it's important to keep his teammates involved.
Everyone has to get some of the sugar, so making sure you're not just being a ball hog. So I'm just always trying to make sure that I'm taking wide open shots that I think everyone on the team would love for me to take if I have the opportunity, but also at the end of the day, making sure everyone gets a chance to be in the candy shop.
You're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention. It creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
Kemba Walker is out there with Smith. And it's Perron Butler. Then there's Divac, and it's Smits, and it's Simple. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with. And a wide open look for Porter. Knocks down the 3-ball. Porter's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Thunder. Walker with it. Now guarded by Porter. Walker against Porter. Walker goes in. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. So many teams switching the pick and roll, and we can see it defensively, what it does. How are offenses countering that?
I think the offenses, what they're doing, Kevin, is being selective as to who it is comes out to set the pick. If I'm Steph Curry or I'm Kyrie Irving, and I know that there's a big defender guarding my 4-man or my 5-man, I'm going to call that screen up to the top of the key and make sure that I can go at the weaker defender that's guarding either one of my players to gain advantage.
That free throw missing. He doesn't get the second one.
And for him, that is an ugly trip to the line. Rarely do you see him do that.
Out to the wing. Here's Van Arsdale. The putback, and there's Gobert, putting it right back in. Gobert's got it all tied up now for the Thunder.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
The Thunder have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Lucas. A miss that time would have put him up. For Charlotte, they've gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Shots good from Butler. And the Hornets lead by 2.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Porter passes to Bowen. Knocked away. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Smith with the ball. And it's Walker that time on the assist by Smith.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
Porter kicks to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Yeah, that was a really good look there. Porter's court vision sometimes, I think, is underrated.
The Thunder shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And a season ago, only converting at about a 72% clip from the line.
Mullins checked in for Oklahoma City. Free throw drops for Gobert. Here's Walker. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Indiana. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Poke loose. Now here's Porter. 8 points his last outing. To the paint. Butler on the wing. Defended by Mullen. Butler against Mullen. Smith outside. Sean Marion is checked in for the Hornets. And the call time here.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
For Gobert. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, he averaged 13 points a game, 10 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And his defensive presence inside, not to be overlooked. He builds a wall around the basket.
Yeah, over this whole last stretch of games, he's been shutting down the lane with total authority. Impressive stuff.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Walker. It's tipped. Here is Lucas. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Mullen passes to Porter. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Left side, Walker. Here's the three. Nailed from three-point land. Walker's got 5 points in the quarter.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard. And when you can shoot it like Walker, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Mullen. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. And the first one drops. So many modern offenses no longer rely on a point guard to initiate the play. Tell us a little bit more. Walk us through that process.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, are getting more towards motion offenses, almost playing in a secondary break where you've either coming off a score, you're coming down the floor, the point guard gets off the ball, and with all the players moving around and with the multifaceted skill set of your small forward and your power forward who's now playing at the point, distributing the ball, setting screens, DHO, because of that skill set, you don't really have the heavy reliance on point guard domination with the basketball, setting up every play, and being the only playmaker on the floor. Now you have 3 and sometimes 4 getting that job done.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Haddock, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
And really one of the best at working kind of that in-between area. He's got that high release point on his jumper, which makes it unblockable.
Here's Wade. Outside for Griffin. Popped up there for Wade. And stolen by Chamberlain. Inside. And then Oscar Robertson with the dunk.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, he picked up the ball clean. He has a sneaky court awareness that you have to be careful around. That time results in the steal.
Towns wide open. That's in, coming off the assist from Robertson. Now it's a 7-point Thunder lead. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Robertson against Wade. Floats one. Rejected by Robertson. Here's Towns. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Oklahoma City leading by 7. Chamberlain kicks to Towns. Left side, Mullen. This is it to Chamberlain. Over Marion. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
And you gotta like how Mullen looks for his open teammates, always trying to make guys better.
Wade against Robertson. They need this. Second shot opportunity. Out to Marion. From the arc. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
And finished off by Drexler.
A high flyer, yet it's seemingly effortless in terms of how he just swoops in to the basket. Clyde the Glide in full effect.
Here's Wade. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
And giving up a lot of inches, he was still, though, determined to make the play.
Yeah, this is the time you can use that word, tenacity. Some guys wouldn't even try that shot, but he goes in there undeterred.
And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Let's now pause and take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for Charlotte.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
Wade outside. Griffin down low. Towns on him. Shot clock at 6. Marion back to Griffin. Wade from outside. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Around the world, Brent, we've seen the NBA take a role in helping youngsters learn to play the game of basketball the right way.
So incredible what Basketball Without Borders has done with the NBA junior program expanding itself. Last year in Treviso, for the first time, the NBA doing a combine for EuroLeague players so they can start a database of the older professional, younger professional players playing overseas. It's a global game. Adam Silver is doing a remarkable job of promoting the game, and we're in a great place, Kevin.
He hits both from the strike.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Butler feeling out of it. Stolen by Drexler. Here's Mullen. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Gilmore's got 4 rebounds in this game. To the middle. Low block shot. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Thunder leading by 11. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That'll be his second foul of the game.
They can't afford to be that careless. They need him out there on the floor, so he has to avoid fouling again in this period.
Ball stolen.
Awesome defense. Just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball, unable.
Oh, man.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
The inside game of Griffin, very polished and superb at getting into a position where he can cash in.
Towns kicks to Drexler. Robertson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Butler on the wing. Over Drexler. Butler, no good. The Thunder leading by 13. Robertson drives in. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
Well, you got his other number? Because the one I got is one of
Find the man.
Hornets trail by 16. Wade outside. He kicks to Griffin.
But the shit is, all right,
Pocket 6. Shoots a fader. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them.
Yeah, his shooting has been on target here in the second frame after not being able to get anything going in the first.
On the wing, Drexler. Pass to Bowen. He lobs it up, and it's Chamberlain finishing it off.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Down low. Shots good by Gilmore. Gilmore's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And one of the things that makes Dwayne Wade such a special player is his ability to get his teammates going.
Wade against Robertson. Back to Drexler. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. It's a 16-point game. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got assist number 5 here tonight. Oklahoma City's gone 2 for 5 from 3-point land since the end of the first. Pass to Towns. Back to Drexler. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Marion outside. Deflects the pass. Towns with the steal. The pass to Bowen. To the inside. Here's Chamberlain. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
For Oklahoma City, they have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. Taking 2 shots. And he knocks down the first one. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. So he picks up just one from the line that time. Hornets trail by 16. Now Walker, he's got 7. The kick outside to Butler. Passes it to Divas. Butler against Porter. Lets it go with a 3. And another 3 for Charlotte. There's 10 seconds left in the first half. Kicks it to Chamberlain. Fades and shoots. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that does it for the first half of play. Thunder lead by 13. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. The second quarter was where they really opened things up. They were by far the stronger team, both defensively and when they had the ball. Their 13-point halftime lead, no accident. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times, it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Charlotte?
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that wraps up the...
The scene tonight here in Uptown Charlotte, where we welcome you back to the action. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Oscar Robertson has been sensational.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
So many times we talk about offensive players being in a great rhythm. Well, right now, defensively, he's in one. Great anticipation and reading those passing lanes.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Thunder, they've got Drexler. Towns is out there with Chamberlain. Then it's Mullen. And it's Robertson in at the 1. Chamberlain with the basket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Wade outside. He kicks it to Griffin. Over Towns. And the rejection by Towns.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Robertson can't get it to go. Hornets trail by 15. Right side, Griffin shoots over Towns, and the rejection by Towns.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
The shot's good from Mullen.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Wade against Robertson. Pass to Gilmore. Back to Wade. 6 to shoot. Robertson with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Towns, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Charlotte.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Towns drops them both. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Pass to Griffin. Fades away. He's off on that one. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
And with the success they've had rebounding in basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
So good at picking his spots. He always knows exactly what the team needs from him offensively. That's why they hold the lead.
Wade passes to Gilmore. Oh, Griffin in position, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
And this is why Blake Griffin appears on your highlight reel on a nightly basis. Loves rising up for the alley-oop.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's Robertson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Timeout, timeout.
Robertson's got 4 this quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
And the Hornets call time here.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Robertson against Wade. Here's Griffin. Chamberlain with the block. To the middle. It's tipped. Here's Robertson. Again, the Thunder score. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Marion outside. Now the pass to Wade. Rejected by Robertson. And he's able to get it back. They get it back. Gilmore. And here is Mullen. 6 points for him. Towns kicks to Drexler. And finished off by Drexler.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
It seems like they've been at it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play from them. Has them up quite a bit here.
And the call will go against the great. That's his first foul. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Go Bears checked in. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Some nice passing here by Charlotte. 6 on the shot clock. Wade against Robertson. The offensive rebound. Gilmore passes to Griffin. Gets himself open and drills it. Griffin's got 4 this quarter.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Outside, Towns. Clyde Drexler on the wing. Back to Towns. Mullen kicks to Robertson. Over Wade. The shot by Robertson, no good. Charlotte has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
Drexler, good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got his 5th assist in this one.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Yeah, a fourth turnover there. That's just a rough, sloppy game.
And then Oscar Robertson with the dunk.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turn it into easy points.
And it's Marion in the corner. 5 on the clock. Fades back. That one wide left. The Thunder have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. And he comes up with the deuce.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart. And he's going in for the kill.
Inside. Here's Griffin. The kick outside to Butler. Bangs home the trifecta. Butler's got 8 points.
Yeah, you don't want to leave people open when Blake Griffin has vision of the floor. He exploited the hole in the defense that time.
Nice shot by Gobert.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Wade finds Butler. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. And that's now 10 points for Jimmy Butler. Wade against Robertson. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Nice look at the line so far, going 5 for 5.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Charlotte is gone. 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. And Walker kicks to Butler. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game. Oklahoma City shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Here's Robertson, and it's good for 2. Robertson's got 13 points in the second half.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Walker, bounce pass. Butler against Drexler. Butler passes to Walker. Smith outside. Shot clock at 6. Griffin against Towns. Fading away to create the space. Griffin's got 12 in the game.
Many hours in the offseason working on that jump shot, Kevin. The results paying off there.
Here's Robertson. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Down low. It's stolen by Gobert. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Robertson outside. Got a piece of it. Oh, and here comes Walker all alone. Passes it to Smith.
Don't leave Smith open on the wing.
Kicks to Butler. Over Drexler. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
There's the lob to Towns.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Charlotte Hornets. Pass to Smith. Butler with the ball, defended by Gobert. 8 And the Thunder pushing it up now. Shoots. And it falls over the rim and in. Drexler's got 6 points in the quarter.
You have two things working here, the turnover and then the excellent finish.
And good job of transitioning end to end there. There was no hesitation.
Here's Walker. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. 9 points in the game so far. And here now the Thunder. To the middle. Here's Gobert. And it's Smith with the rebound. Charlotte's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Smith against Mullen. Here's Smith. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Smith has got his second basket of the night.
I give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Some changes for Charlotte. Leibotz is checked in for Griffin. And Caron Butler is subbed in for Butler.
One shot, gentlemen.
A free throw drops for Gobert.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Hornets shooting 47%, pretty solid. Outside Butler. To the middle. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Van Arsdale, covered by Smith. Porter in the corner. Over Walker. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
Here's Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Butler's got 7 points in the game.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Pass to Van Arsdale. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And the call will go against Caron Butler. That's his first foul. A different look for Oklahoma City. Chamberlain comes in for Gobert. And Lucas subbed in for Towns. Chamberlain. Lucas. .127 left to play in the third. Just 5 on the clock. Porter passes to Van Arsdale. Here's Chamberlain. And another shot. Butler with the steal. And a fast break now for the Hornets. 13 feet away. That shot misses. Nice D from Porter.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
And Walker kicks to Smith. There's 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Smith, one of those physical guys at that position, never bashful when it comes to trying to draw contact.
Charlotte shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
First one falls for him. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And so here is Oklahoma City. Here's Chamberlain, and yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. First free throw is good. Chamberlain hits them both. The pass to Bowen. They grab their own miss. Lucas, that's good.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
That's the kind of guy who does things that breaks the backs of their opponents because they're about wanting it more than the other guy you're up against.
Walker takes a three. Out left to the wing. From outside the arc. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. And Chamberlain with the stuff.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. A shot that time, not on target. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Oklahoma City out in front, delivering the blowout. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. You can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got Karan Butler. Smith is out there with Kemba Walker. Then it's Device. And it's Smith in at the center position. And that's the lineup for Charlotte. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Chamberlain.
1 shot.
Commissioner Adam Silver has balanced his comments between wanting parity, Brent, and recognizing there are always going to be super teams. Is there a middle ground there?
Is there a middle ground?
I don't know.
I don't think so. You would like to have some of the teams just be more competitive than they are, but some of the creative, circuitous routes that teams have taken to put themselves in the position to get better, younger talent has decimated.
What do you call that?
I don't have a term for it.
Okay.
I don't like the one that's used, so I don't have a term for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it setting yourself up for the future, Kevin.
Looking ahead.
Yes, exactly. So I just don't think you'll ever get it. You do hope that some of the starving franchises do have some success for the fans who have they've had to bear a lot. So you root for them.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Walker, and he overshot that one, missing. The Thunder have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Passes it to Bowen. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Van Arsdale, covered by Smith. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. There's Porter with the 3. That shot off the mark. And Charlotte will come the other way.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
And so it's Porter bringing it up now for Oklahoma City. Here's Van Arsdale, covered by Smith. Pass to Van Arsdale. No good from outside.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Well, we know that Dr. James Naismith came up with the idea when he was teaching at the YMCA. But as far as skill development, Brent, some feel that maybe in the skill category that the USA has fallen behind a little bit. Do you agree?
I think what the United States is doing on that level between your late grade school years and AAU programs in particular and your high school years, that they're trying to address this issue and get ahead of it a little bit. For years, there was a 10-year or 15-year gap about European players being schooled and being in institutions where they were basically young professionals from the age of 12 to 14 having school and basketball and being at a facility for just those things specifically. The last few years, there's been a lot of concern with players being more adept and more skilled here in the States. The change is coming.
It's stolen.
Well, overall, he has played basically flawless basketball, but that was a bad turnover.
Smith scanning the floor. Pass to Graham. That's his second personal foul. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And the call will go against the Greats. That'll be his second foul of the game. We hear a lot about small market teams being anxious about retaining their own star players. Is that overblown, or do you think there is reason for concern on their part?
Do we think that players are not going to get recognized if they play in a small market by the national media, if they're one of the best players?
Well, look Oklahoma City, look at Milwaukee with Antetokounmpo. I mean, they're all getting ready.
I think these ideas have gone by the wayside for a lot of players, and they want the best opportunity for their playing and their best opportunity to shine, no matter where that is. So it's a bit of an archaic argument, in my opinion, Kevin, the way it is that we see guys nowadays, and take the small market thing out about it. There's one market, it's called the NBA.
And the pass to Bowen. To the inside. The kick out to Porter. Over to the wing. Here's Bowen. Defended by Butler. The feed to Porter. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Bowen. The basket good off the assist from Chamberlain. Chamberlain got 4 assists in the game.
Failure to extend the defense, not going to get you back in this game.
Yeah, it's just a big mistake against a great shooter. It feels like they've just completely lost their focus.
Smith's shot is good.
He's been accurate tonight. I think the best way for them to succeed is to get him more shots. Sounds simple, but it comes down to execution.
Passes to Van Arsdale. Over Smith. The Hornets pull it in. Smith has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
He can't make a thing out there right now, guys. If he keeps this up, don't be surprised if his team gives up this lead.
Out of hand on it. Here's Lucas. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
You just can't allow good looks like that from beyond the arc. That's just inviting all kinds of trouble.
The Hornets have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Butler against Lucas. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Here's what Oklahoma City's schedule is looking like. On Wednesday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat. And then on Saturday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And the first one at the line is good. Game is so wide open now, Brent. Such a great pace. Does that put more strain on bigger players? Physically,
I think it's putting strain on everybody. I think last year we saw...
regardless of size.
Yeah, injuries to every position, the key guys at every position. I think that some of the physical motions that players have to perform in games because they're covering more ground and in susceptible positions, it's happening to everybody. The issue with the big guys, Kevin, is they're not playing. Less of them are getting more important time on the floor, so it's a strain on everybody.
Outside, Porter shoots over Graham. Again, Oklahoma City. Charlotte's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Inside. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here's Van Arsdale, covered by Smith. Whistle blows. That's going to be in travel. Charlotte ball. And so it's Charlotte with it. Pass to Divas. Do you see a lot of player tampering right now in the NBA?
Well, how do you define it, Kevin?
Well, if a player wants to go out and recruit other players that may be under contract with another team.
I see that a lot. I mean, it happens all the time. Players talking about what are you thinking about doing and about, wow, don't you think this would be great if we could get together on the floor in 2021. Let's try to...
But management doing it is a completely different animal.
Management cannot do it, although some teams have walked that tightrope a little bit to the point where they've fallen off in recent years. But the idea of players not ever talking to one another about the potential of being together...
Come on, right?
It's always happened.
5 to shoot. Porter outside. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
Here's Graham from 13 feet. It goes down.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Gobert, that's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
On the wing, Porter. Graham defending.
Hey, Terry!
Back to Porter. Pass to Van Arsdale. A three-pointer is right on target.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
The Hornets have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Graham, the pass to Smits. It's blocked, and that'll be Charlotte as it goes out of bounds. Hornets retain possession. Charlotte making a switch. Walker's checked in. Walker. Oklahoma City on D. Smith outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's good from about 19 feet. Smith's got 8 here in the quarter.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
And there's the pass to Bowen. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Porter looking it over. Passes it to Bowen. Here's Van Arsdale. Good work defensively by Smith.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Outside Butler. Outside Walker. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Here is Porter. To the paint. Another steal. 14 feet away. Again, the Hornets score.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
He kicks it to Lucas. Pass to Bowen. Do you think it seems like young players are more receptive to stints in the G League than they were in the past?
I feel that way.
Seems that way, yeah.
Like the stigma of what was used to be the D League, and maybe it was because those were the grades that I had, that you felt a little weird about it. But now that it's the G League, and now that, like we talked about, almost half the players last year had some kind of touch with the G League, I think that stigma has mostly gone away.
Are you saying you were a G student?
Well, when I gave my mom my report card, she said, "Gee, you got 4 A's."
Kicks to Porter. Down low, Lucas. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Lucas has got 7 points for the quarter.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Here's D-Bots. Got a piece of it. Bowen the pass to Van Arsdale. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth. Shot from the top of the key, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Charlotte has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. And Walker kicks to Smith. Snatched away.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for Oklahoma City.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins. T-Bots with the block. Outside Butler. Pass to D-Bots. He kicks it to Walker. Porter with the steal. The pass to Bowen. Here's Van Arsdale, covered by Smith. Passes it to Lucas. 6 to shoot. Here's Van Arsdale. And good that time.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
Pass to Lucas. Misses it off the right side of the rim. Smith with it. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg.
I'ma get some and I'ma girl I ain't need. I'm ballin' like baby. These they wanna have my baby. Nah, I'm fresh like mayonnaise. Down big time. Whoa. Down big time. Big time. Whoa. Big time. Whoa. I got everything in my mama's name. It's still the same gang. Change. I need a project. One that could roll up and take that. I be in her like a pack of the hard dog. Me and my the mall and get a roll on. That's a good zone. You got a bag, but hold on. Why? Everybody get your roll on. And you loving that's a no-no. Why? You know I get around. Big time and on these with that nappy. Famous and I love it. I got wanna be out in public. In the Escalade with the showing. Up and down there, up they going. Ooh, I'm ballin' like baby. These they wanna have my baby. Nah, I'm fresh like mayonnaise. Down big time. Whoa. Down big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Jordan shoes with the baby they camo suit. I'm not trying to flex, but I'm still fly. Hey, do your thing. They be like, Neffy, what up? You getting money? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You keep it lit? Oh yeah. You having fun? Oh yeah. You got your, oh yeah. You throwing ones? Oh yeah. You stacking huns? Oh yeah. Oh, I'm ballin' like baby. They wanna have my baby. Nah, I'm fresh like mayonnaise. Down big time. Whoa. Down big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Whoa.
Oh.